Hi guys, good morning. It's Cami. I was getting ready. I was packing up all my stuff, my food, my teas, all my stuff, because I'm headed out. I'm going to be teaching 2 yoga classes. I have a yoga therapy client. I have a coaching client, and then I have like a business development meeting. So it's a very full day. As you know, I drink all these teas. I eat all of this plant-based food. I've described all of this in books and in other places, but I thought that I would just like show you a little bit. I'm doing it. I'm like, Cami, people might want to see this. So like clearly I'm not ready to go, whatever. I'm literally like packing up my stuff. And I just wanted to show you. So I make a tea. I make my tea in this huge thing. This is my Lemony Memes cup. It's enormous. I boil the water, and then I put hibiscus, about maybe 1.5 tablespoons, just hibiscus flowers. And then I put half a teaspoon of amla powder, packed full of antioxidants. The hibiscus is shown in research to really help with blood pressure. Then I put nettle leaf. I put 2 nettle leaf tea bags in there. I literally get these huge bags at Amazon. And then I put half a teaspoon of this sulfur. I'm doing this one, and it was kind of expensive, but it lasts forever. It's 99.9% pure organic sulfur crystals. I'm doing this one for my hair. I learned from Catherine Sewing to do that. So I put all of this in here, and this is when I got the idea to come on. So I put all of this in this big thing, filled it up with boiling water. I'm gonna let that steep, and then I just let everything steep like for the day, and I just sip on it during the day. When you're making a tea like this, just think about your flavor profiles. So for this one, especially because of the hibiscus, it's going to taste sour and bright. And so your whole flavor profile has to be sour and bright. So once this steeps a little bit, I'm just going to put in just some regular lemonade. It's not fancy. Yeah, I don't even think it's organic. Like, I do my best, but just some lemonade. I'm just pouring, probably this much lemonade. And then I'm going to be juicing the citrus and putting it in. And I literally just juice it with this thing. If you saw my smoothie video, I just cut it in half, turn it upside down. I cut the ends off to get more juice out, turn it upside down to get more juice out, and squeeze that in. But I'm going to do that after this steeps, because all those things are going to cool it down. The lemonade and the citrus juice are going to cool it down. I want it to steep. But this thing about flavor profile. So let's say, before I had my hibiscus flowers come in, they just came in a couple days ago. I was doing the same tea. I got my nettle leaf bags. So I was doing 2 of those. And the amla hadn't come yet. The amla is also very, very sour, but you only put like half a teaspoon in. So you could do that with amla anyway, this next thing I'm about to talk about. And then the sulfur, so that was kind of my base. And then so the nettle has more of has like an earthy flavor. So you can turn that into more of like it tastes kind of like coffee. So I would put some of this Pero, which I love, and Ticino. I love Ticino. This one I really like is dandelion, so it's super good for us to get our dandelion, and it's dandelion caramel nut. It just has all kinds of good stuff in it. And so with that one, so I would not do these with the hibiscus, but I wanted to show you just some ideas. So you think about what is the flavor profile of the most flavorful thing in the one I'm having today. It's going to be this hibiscus. So I have to build whatever else I put in there have to build it around that primary profile. And everything I tell you, I learned the hard way. So I would just mash everything together and it tasted disgusting. And I have this whole thing to drink. And I've just learned over the years, your food, it doesn't have to be disgusting. It really doesn't. It can be yummy. It's okay. Let it be yummy. Learn. Okay, so that's the tea part. I also have some green mint tea. And I've got my matcha going. I don't have it going yet. I'm going to do my matcha with a little bit of golden milk. Now, moving on to my food. I did a batch cook of my oats, so I can actually come with me. See, I'm not ready at all. I even have like a pimple right here. Who cares? So, have a batch cook of my oats. Can you see them in my fridge? There's my pot. I always use the same pot so that I know, and in a couple of days, I'm like, oh, what am I going to have for breakfast? If I see that pot in the fridge, I'm like, oh yeah, I do have some oats. So I can have oats. So I'm going to batch cook my oats. I'm going to pour. So I did these yesterday. So this is my big old thing of oats. And we'll use those. My serving is like a quarter cup, third of a cup. Put it in a bowl, put blueberries and other stuff on top. Now the other thing I have that I'm really excited about is I found rhubarb. So I made a rhubarb strawberry sauce yesterday. Yeah. I think I talked through that in my cook along with Cami. I hope so. So I made that, my rhubarb strawberry, in the way that I do it. So I'm going to put that on my oats as well. So I'm going to have oats. I'll put some flax seeds on there, blueberries, my rhubarb strawberry thing. It is so yummy. So that's my breakfast. Probably some nuts, some Ezekiel cereal. Now I also have to pack my lunch. So I batch cooked last night. This is potato with kale, tiny bit of onion, some spices, and then that's a half of an Impossible Burger. Impossible Burgers are yummy. Are they the healthiest thing on the planet? No. Pretty sure they're not. But all this other stuff, that's a lot of kale. There's a little bit of ketchup. So what I'm going to do is put not all of that because I'm sharing it, but I'm going to make myself a little lunch. Let's see. So I can put my lunch. Okay. It's better to have it too big of a container than too small because, we're not on a diet here. We're living. I'm taking the Impossible Burger, and I just cooked all that in the oven. I just cooked it all in the oven. And I do talk about how I cook in the Cook Along with Cami. Like, I do things on the stove, in the oven. I use parchment paper a lot. Like, I keep things as simple and as easy to clean as I can. So I'm just dishing up some of these potatoes. I added a lot of kale to this one. So you could certainly have other vegetables, of course, and you batch roast them. Very simple. Very, very simple. And so give yourself a lot of food. Get nice and full. You don't have to stuff yourself, but don't go hungry. That's silly and it doesn't work. Whenever there is restriction, binging always follows in one way or another. So now I'm going to put a little bit of ketchup on my burger. Okay, so this is my lunch. Right there is my lunch. And then I'm saving that for my darling husband. Oh, that's for the oats. And I'm not even done. That's not my whole lunch. Bear with me. I told you I wasn't really ready to film, but I wanted to show you all this because it's a lot. But I just wish someone had shown me, like, how do you feed yourself when you're super busy? You're going to be gone all day. What do you do? So now I'm also going to give myself, this is just basically a flatbread, kind of like a naan, I guess. I'm going to take one of these flatbreads, a thing of hummus. I usually don't get through the whole packet of hummus. It's a little bit much. But then I think for me, because I've told you before, I always try to get at least 2 kinds of greens whenever I have greens. So onto this, I'm also going to put, this is a micro rainbow mix. It's like sprouts basically, or not, a little bit more than sprouts. So it's like if you were gonna, well, you just get it at the store. This is kind of expensive. You don't have to do it this way. This is just what I have right now. So I'm just gonna rinse these. It's a lot of food, right? And put that on there. So then I have, you know, a nice variety and a really good amount of greens. That's my lunch. So then I just start to gather it all up. I'm going to wrap this one in, I have an old one of these that I saved, so I'm just going to fold it. At the yoga studio, I have access to a toaster sometimes, depending on what else is going on. So best case scenario, I'll be able to microwave this and toast it. But I'll at least have the food. And I'm just going to take my own knife and fork, because like sometimes there's a physical therapist in the shared kitchen area and I can't get in there. So I just make sure, like, be your own advocate. Now I'm just going to get a bowl and show you my oats. I know you know how to dish up your own oats, but it can also just be really nice to see other people. So literally all I'm doing, I'm just putting an amount of the oats in my bowl, that much. This is not a huge bowl, it's just like a regular size bowl. And then that just goes back in the fridge. The oats have all the things that I talked about in my cook along and also in my plant-based eating hacks, like the golden milk and the raisins and all those things. So that's all going back in the fridge. Put that over there. Blueberries. And then my yummy rhubarb stuff. It's delicious. I just want to show you. So this is taking me like probably 15 minutes. It takes at least 15 minutes to go to some coffee shop, fast food place, like the fastest food you can imagine. It'll take 15 minutes to, even if it's a drive-through. Here, okay, so I'm just gonna heat that up, put some stuff on it, and eat it. So that's that. I'm about to make my matcha. I'll drink my green mint tea. I'll do my citrus stuff. I won't bore you with all of that, but I just wanted to show you, like, if you want more details, you can find all of that in Cook Along with Cami and Plant-Based Eating Hacks. It's an Audible book, it's a print book, Kindle book, whatever you want. So I just wanted to show you, it's very much real. Like, I'm gonna be packing all of this in like this old bag that I have and put an ice pack in there. And then take it with me. I'll even pack like a nice little napkin. Okay, bye. Have a good day. Bye.